The Department of Justice has issued subpoenas to New York Attorney General Letitia James and members of her office in connection with the civil fraud case against former President Donald Trump. This federal action adds a new dimension to one of the most high-profile legal battles in the United States. The civil fraud case filed by AG Letitia James focused on Trump's financial statements and real estate valuations. James' office alleged that Trump and the Trump Organization inflated his net worth to secure favorable loans and insurance coverage. In February 2023, a New York State court ruled in favor of James, ordering Trump to pay a $355 million civil judgment. Trump appealed the ruling, arguing that the case was politically motivated. The ruling cited documents, witness statements, and internal financial records as evidence of deliberate misrepresentation. The court concluded that the valuations were significantly inflated in multiple instances, affecting bank and insurance decisions. On August 12, 2025, reports indicated that the Department of Justice opened a federal grand jury investigation. Subpoenas were issued to AG James and several senior staff members in her office. According to the DOJ, the focus is on whether James' actions violated Trump's civil rights or involved selective prosecution. Federal authorities did not release details regarding the scope of the investigation, citing ongoing grand jury proceedings. Legal experts note that federal scrutiny of a state civil case is highly unusual. AG James released a statement regarding the subpoenas. She said, quote, "This investigation is an attempt to politicize the justice system. Our case against Donald Trump is based on evidence, facts, and years of investigation. We will continue to pursue accountability without interference." Her office confirmed that they will comply with all federal requests and stated that the civil judgment remains valid pending any court orders. Former President Trump reacted publicly to the DOJ subpoenas. On August 12, he posted on Truth Social, calling AG James corrupt and asserting that the investigation confirms his claims of political targeting. Trump's legal team has indicated plans to challenge enforcement of the $355 million civil judgment, citing the federal investigation as evidence of potential bias in the original case. No official court filings related to these challenges have been made at the time of this report. Donald Trump is currently involved in multiple legal proceedings. The hush money payment civil case in New York, the RICO case in Georgia, related to efforts to influence the 2020 election results. Federal investigations into classified documents at Mar-a-Lago. Legal analysts note that developments in the James case may influence strategies in these other proceedings, particularly regarding claims of selective prosecution or political bias. Key events in the James case include 2016 to 2019. Financial and real estate practices by Trump and the Trump Organization are reviewed by auditors and investigators. 2019. Letitia James takes office as New York Attorney General. 2020 to 2022, James' office begins civil investigation into Trump Organization's asset valuations. 2023, court rules in favor of James. $355 million civil judgment issued. 2023 to 2025, Trump appeals the decision. Case remains under review. August 12, 2025, DOJ issues subpoenas to AG James and staff. Federal involvement in state civil cases is rare. Typically, the DOJ becomes involved only if there is evidence of constitutional violations or civil rights concerns. Experts emphasize that federal scrutiny of a state attorney general is unusual and may have implications for the balance of federal and state authority. News outlets reported that reactions to the DOJ subpoenas have been mixed. Some media organizations framed the move as federal oversight to ensure legal fairness. Others described it as a politically charged intervention in a state civil case. Public polling has indicated a divided response, with support or criticism often falling along partisan lines. In the coming weeks, AG James' office is expected to respond to the subpoenas and provide documents or testimony as requested by the federal grand jury. Trump's legal team may file motions to delay enforcement of the civil judgment pending the outcome of the federal review. No formal schedule for hearings or testimony has been publicly announced. Legal analysts highlight that any findings from the DOJ investigation could influence other Trump-related cases. The civil judgment in New York could potentially be paused, modified, or upheld depending on federal review. Additionally, attorneys may reference the DOJ investigation when arguing potential bias in separate ongoing cases. Past instances of federal oversight in state legal matters have occurred, but are rare. Legal scholars note that this investigation does not automatically imply wrongdoing by either party. The ultimate outcomes depend on evidence gathered and legal interpretations in court. AG James' office is expected to respond to subpoenas and cooperate with grand jury requests. Possible filings by Trump's legal team may challenge enforcement of the civil judgment. Federal grand jury proceedings are anticipated to continue in the coming months. No official DOJ statements regarding conclusions or findings have been released yet. The Department of Justice subpoenas mark a significant development in the ongoing civil fraud case against Donald Trump. AG Letitia James and Trump's legal team are preparing for upcoming proceedings. The case remains active, and further updates are expected as federal and state processes continue. This story is developing, and legal experts will monitor any outcomes that could impact Trump's other legal proceedings and the enforcement of the civil judgment. For continuous coverage of this case and other related legal developments, please subscribe to our channel and enable notifications. Viewers interested in further analysis of Donald Trump's ongoing cases may watch